to order.
It's the offer stands.
We're going to do our prayer and invocation, and then we'll all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm going to ask Commissioner Honeycutt, if you would please do the prayer and invocation for us.
Okay. May we pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all our many, many blessings and all the good things that you do for us, Lord. We ask that you would continue to bless us and look after us as you always have. But we selfishly ask that you continue to do that, Lord. Ask you to bless our community, our state, our country, and bless our deliberations here tonight as we discuss the business of the city of Fort Valley. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome each one of you. Happy New Year. Happy New You. Okay. I especially welcome our visitors. We especially thank our press for being here. Mr. Williams. Thank Al for making sure that I got here. And all of our team members, we thank you. Are there any concerns or comments from any of our visitors? Okay. I thank the commission for being here and our attorney. I especially thank y'all. If not, then we'll go ahead with the agenda as planned. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes, work session meeting for November 8th and the regular meeting of November 14th. What is your pleasure?
I move we accept them as written unless there's some corrections.
I second that motion.
All right. It's been properly motioned and seconded that we would accept the minutes as written unless there are corrections. Do we have any corrections or questions? If not, then the minutes stand approved as presented. We are now ready for our activity reports for the month of December 2016. We're going to call on our Director of Financial Services, Kathy Johnson.
In the month of December, I completed the financials for the fiscal year ending September 2016 and started working on getting everything together for the auditors that'll be coming in the next week or two.
Okay. Are we looking real good? You think so? Okay. Any questions for our financial services? Okay, thank you, Kathy.
I guess we need to,
Okay.
since it was a motion.
Our Commissioner Honeycutt has brought it to my attention that we were so unanimous on the minutes, I forgot to take a vote. We did have a motion on the floor, so let's, for the record, thank you, Commissioner. Let's go back, if I'm in order.
You are.
Okay. If I'm in order, let's go back and officially vote on the acceptance of those minutes. Okay? All those in favor, let it be known by a show of hands. All right? It's unanimously carried. At this time, we're going to call on Sue Roach, our customer service manager. Good evening.
I think the last time we met, we discussed the miscellaneous fee structure that we're going to put in place. So we've gotten all those codes and all the miscellaneous items set up in ASI and started that procedure. We began with it on the first day back after Christmas. And so far, we haven't had many complaints. We've had a couple, but I think for the most part, they've been very cooperative with it so far. We're in the middle of working with Encode, the new billing software that we're going with. They handed up to us a lot of surveys. I think we got one in yesterday, it was like 98 pages. So we're going to go through that and try to get that up and running. It's going to be a long process and it's going to be a lot of long hours, but I think we'll really enjoy it, and I think y'all will too when we get converted over to that.
And so how long is this process going to take?
About a year, all in all, before we're up live with it.
All right.
Wow.
So so hopefully we'll be moving and getting a new billing software at the same time.
That'd be good.
I hope so.
Do we have any questions for our,
Yes, the survey, who is it going to be given to?
It's given to each department head and well, anybody that's involved with the conversion, it's just asking all kind of questions about how we do this and, you know, how their billing cycles work and cutoff days, just so they'll have an idea of how our business operates, so they'll be able to roll it into their conversion.
any other questions? Thank you, we look forward to it. That sounds like progress to me. At this time, we will call on Angie Luna for our Director of Operations report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
December was a really cool month for us because we got to do some things that were out of the ordinary. We did the Christmas parades in Byron, city of Fort Valley. Won first place at the Byron Parade, which was really a point of pride for all the guys that worked on it. We had a lot of teamwork involvement in that float, and there was a lot of pride that went into that. And we also did some heavy meeting with the Peach County Development Authority and trying to get some economic development things moving, and I think it really helped to continue to improve our relationship with them.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Angie Luna? All right, Angie, thank you. Anything else? You're breathing like you want to say something else.
Yes,
Go ahead.
no, so stay up here for electric department because Jason is actually out handling an accident on Wolf Oak Road. It's a car that ran into.
Yeah, I talked to the chairman, we're gonna pass on that since Jason's not here, but there was an accident with fatalities, I guess about 4 or 5 hours ago, and Jason's still out there dealing with our issues out there, so he won't be with us tonight.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry about the fatalities. Were they local?
We haven't made
No-
the
no report
details
on
yet.
it. Okay. We're going to now call on our Information Technology Department Head, Zach Gowan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
December was a busy month, but the thing that stood out was we had a virus get through our firewall and through our antivirus, which is something that is unusual. We have several layers of protection, and it did infect one of our computers. However, with our backups, we were able to restore it, but it was a particularly nasty virus, and what it did is it locked up all of the files on that computer, and we're holding them for ransom. They wanted to be paid to get our data back. And this is a very common thing. And so I would urge you all to make sure your antivirus is up to date and working to protect against this. This is something that happens to businesses every single day.
Russians do it.
A lot of hackers do it. And not just Russia, but the hackers are just, it's a money-making thing for them. But with our backups, we were able to restore it and not lose any data. In telecom, December we completed a 4-mile extension of our fiber for our customer, and that customer is buying 12 fibers from us at a good rate. So it was a nice addition to the telecom department.
Did you have anything to do with that nice voicemail that started coming over when we called over? They said there's been a scam alert.
I was out that day. One of my other guys put that on
But
there
then
for us.
I thought that was so helpful. I want to commend the department for doing whoever did it, because I didn't know anything about it. But immediately it came over that phone call.
And that happens periodic, and we try to let our customers know that that kind of stuff doesn't come from us.
On these, when you have these viruses and what have you that occur, is it a threat to those who pay bills online and shop online and all this kind of stuff with your credit card information and stuff being out there?
It is. The only safe computer is one that's not connected to the internet whatsoever.
Wow.
The internet is not a safe place to be. And so you've got to have antivirus. You should have a good firewall on even your home computer. Not only can viruses come with attachments in email or things you click on, but also advertisements on websites can be malicious and can automatically load things onto your computer. So you really should be very careful about what you click on and what sites you go to. Not that any of you would go to any sites you shouldn't, I'm sure.
There was no breach of any personal information when this occurred.
There was not.
I think that's kind of what the mayor is trying to.
Yeah, there was no loss of information at all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Natural gas, Connie Tucker.
Good evening.
Good evening.
In December, we're very busy with the gas department, and the gas department mainly worked on the residential and business leak surveys, completing those leak surveys for the end of the year, and we had almost about 20 leaks for December, and one abandoned service that we killed, and that was it for the gas department.
All right, any questions? All right, thank you. Water and Reclamation Department. Good evening. That's Keith Phillips.
On the water lines department, we repaired like 5 service leaks and 1 12-inch main break last month. That was kind of the highlight of the month. As far as our water plant, in November we had an EPD inspection and sent the reply back to EPD last month in December. And we pumped 39 million gallons of water for the month of December. And that was it for the water. On the reclamation side, we pressure cleaned 9,600 feet of main and pressure cleaned 67 manholes in the system in December. And as far as the plants, the biggest thing for the month is we had 6.6 inches of rain for the month of December. Other than that, it was pretty much a normal month for the plant.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Keith and his department's activities? Okay, thank you. Our meter and maintenance department.
The meter department this month, in the month of December, was working on repairing service leaks and coming out and assisting customers with any kind of high bills. That was probably most of what they did, especially with it getting cold and pipes busting and things like that. They did a lot of customer assistance.
Okay. Any questions for our meter and maintenance? All right, thank you. Now we're calling our general manager.
Well, I have a few things I'd like to add to the GM's report. The first one being that we've completed the revision of the personnel policy. That item's on the agenda for a vote later this evening. I'd like to commend Martha McAfee for getting on top of that and getting things in order. Another item here is we're working on a revision of our financial policy. Hopefully we'll have that completed in the next 30 to 45 days. We'll bring it to you at a work session and we'll go through some sort of approval. Also wanted to mention that we've scheduled the retreat for February 22nd and 23rd. So if you get an opportunity, please take a look at your calendars and see if those dates work for you. Penny will be sending out some emails seeking items for the agenda. If you have some things that you'd like for us to discuss, we certainly want to hear from you and get them on the agenda for the retreat.
Is this just for the utility commission or is it the joint retreat that we started having last year?
Well, this was just for the utility.
Just for the utility.
And we're also working on some dates. As a matter of fact, we reached out to Joel, working on some dates to get him and Peter Floyd down so we can continue our discussions with the city as it relates to the various roles of the city and the commission. And as soon as I get those dates, I'll send them over to you, Mayor, and we'll see if we can work through those and get those discussions started again.
Any questions for our general manager?
Yes, sir.
I reached out to Peter Floyd and asked him this afternoon to give us 3 dates. So I'm anticipating Peter and I will come up with 3 dates, get them to Craig, and then they'll go to you.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Now that concludes all of our departmental reports. As you reflect, do you have any questions for either one of them? We're all good with the reports?
I'd like to ask a question, and it may seem silly, but I kind of ask this every year. When I look at my weather bug, and it says 28 degrees, feels like 16. Which is it that I need to look at to know to wrap my pipes outside or let my faucets drip? Which one? How low does the temperature get for me to need to do that?
Freezing is 32 degrees, so pretty much anything under
Say what now?
freezing is 32 degrees. So anything under 32, you probably need to make sure that your pipes are taken care of, wrapped, or dripped, like you said.
That means I messed up already then.
But if your pipes are frozen, if they have already frozen, if you'll turn a faucet on to where it starts thawing out, that will keep it from actually making the pipe break. That's just a helpful tip.
So we had quite a few calls today, didn't we? With
Yeah.
frozen pipes.
So let me ask you, what if it's 32 and wind chill's 21?
You still want to worry about that wind chill.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, that's helpful. We have no old business, so we're gonna go right into the new business, and the first item on the new business is the personnel policy update. Martha McAfee.
Well, Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year.
I watched my coworkers walk up here and everybody seems so solemn and professional. I'm not used to this, you know. I'm trying to be nice and sweet and professional. So the camera's rolling, so I want to embarrass you all. I felt like coming up here telling a joke or something. But as you all recall at your work session, we did present to you all a revised personnel manual. You all adopted it back in June, and Attorney Bentley had put us in touch with Ms. Karen Woodward, who I guess specializes in personnel issues. And she reviewed the manual, gave us some suggestions. Your project description sheet that was presented to you all highlighted the 3 main areas that were addressed, and some major changes may have been made. The rest of it was more clarifying some clerical issues that were dealt with. At the work session, I think Dr. Johnson pointed out one more clerical issue that we had missed on in section 22, and also in section 26, you all asked us about adding a definition for insubordination. So we've done that, and it's on page 29. So we present those changes to you all and recommend that you all adopt the revised personnel manual.
Okay, we've had the recommendation on the personnel policy update. What's your pleasure?
Madam Chair, I make a motion we adopt the policy as presented.
I second the motion. It's been properly moved and seconded that we adopt the policy as presented. Are there any questions? Then I call for a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. It's unanimous. It's adopted and carried.
Thank you.
And you may dance back to your seat. Okay. The next item for new business is round tank renovations at McLean Plant. We call on Keith. And Keith, I guess you probably need to handle the next 3 items. Okay, we'll just turn this meeting over to Keith Stillers.
As we talked about in the work session last week, the round tank reservoir at McLean plant, is leaking and it needs to be repaired. We did the RFP, no, that was, we did an addendum to our contract for the elevated tank. And you have this work done. The cost of the work is $82,763, and we're asking that we can enter into that agreement with American Tank Maintenance to have this work done.
Okay. He's asking for our approval to enter into an agreement with American Tank to have the renovation of the round tank at McLean plant. What's your pleasure?
I would like to make the motion
All right.
that we accept this bid for the repair of the McLean round tank.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we will approve the tank renovation for the round tank at McLean plant, accepting the bid as presented. Are there any further questions? If not, then I call for a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. It carries unanimously. All right, Keith, continue, please.
The next one is the sewer line replacement. We have 3 streets that need some sewer line replacement done on Troutman Avenue, Calhoun Street, and Spruce Street. We did an RFP on this one. We had 2 people come back with bids. CCS was $1,372,000. Powell's Plumbing came in at $453,180. We're asking that we can get this approved for Powell to do the work on this replacement
And,
for $453,180.
oh, okay. I thought I heard 1 million.
That was the,
okay.
the 2 bids, that's the difference in the 2 bids.
Oh, okay.
$1 million difference.
$1 million.
Could that be the same job?
Same job.
Same job.
Okay.
We may want to add that the commission had originally approved $260,000 in the current budget for this project. However, we're asking for an additional $189,000
That's right.
to complete the project.
Okay. All right. What's your pleasure?
I move that we accept the recommendation Mr. Spillers pertaining to the bid.
All right. Will you second?
I'll second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded that we would accept your recommendation to replace some sewer line on Troutman Avenue, Calhoun Street, and Spruce Street. Okay. Do we have any further questions regarding this project? If not, I call for a vote. All those in favor, let it be known by show of hands. All right, it's approved. And the next one?
Last one is the 247 connector water main extension. As we talked about in the work session last week, we were asking our water main stops on Houses Mill Road. We're asking to take it to the corner across from the pilot station of I-75. This 2,080 feet of water main. We went out for our bids on it. Powell's Plumbing was the cheapest bid on it. The cost was $99,037. We're asking that we can move forward with that project.
All right. And that's at the I-75 Houses Mill 247 connector.
Corner, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
That's where they're gonna locate the Zaxby's.
New Zaxby's, that's what I was trying to get in my head. Okay. All right,
May I inquire?
yes.
Keep the $11,530 is to extend our line to the,
That's correct.
which will
Yes.
allow us to have future expansion in our territory.
Right, well, that also feeds the back of Zaxby's, there's another parcel back behind it that we would need to feed. This was part of a prior agreement with one of our auditors,
Before they realized
before
it
they
was
realized
not
they
in their
couldn't
service
do it.
area.
That's
Exactly.
just right.
Okay.
We would need to get an easement for that section of water line also.
Give me a call.
Okay. You've heard the proposed project. Any other questions?
May I make one comment?
Yes, sir.
This is a very good project
Yes.
for the utility commission.
Yes.
And that's that area, and having this potential business within the utility commission family for water services is it's never nice to spend $99,000, but it's a much anticipated expansion out there, at least from the legal side.
From an economic development side too, we're excited about the new Zaxby's that's coming out there, and we're gonna be right in the neighborhood. So we're there for not only this particular project, but for whatever other growth we're looking forward to it. So thank you for staying on top of it. Thank you. Any other questions? If not, I call for a vote, a motion.
I so moved.
All right.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded that we will approve the 247 connector water main at I-75, right? All right. All those in favor, if there are no further questions, let it be known by show of hands. All right, it's approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank you especially
Chairman.
for all of that.
Chairman, I'd also like to add that I believe that we're gonna be adding a second customer there as well, is that correct?
The motel.
The motel's gonna, I think they're gonna abandon their well usage and come on board as well.
Very good. All right. Any other economic development, growth possibilities, and new customers, and good reports that should come before this body this evening?
Well, I will say that Martha and Angie have been working diligently on a project, and hopefully we'll have some sort of announcement here in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Very good. Very, very good. We're excited.
One quick question.
Yes.
Do we have gas, natural gas to that same area?
No, that's
Jointly owned.
jointly owned, it's got gas there.
Okay.
We had a little bit of a battle on that one too, and we lost that one.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
I have a comment, and by way of thank you, I said in our work session about thanking the linemen for what they had done in regards to the helping with the lighting of the city. But also, I understand some Prussian Run has been delivered to our gun range as a help with a joint project, and I want to thank the commission for that also. It had been down to the point where we're in I like to go out there and practice shooting every once in a while, and you couldn't get through there. It was so muddy. It was a problem. It made me miss my target. So now, but I just want to thank the Utility Commission for working together as a group for doing that for us.
Thank you, ma'am. And that's our intent. Together, we grow. Divided, we fail. So let's continue to grow together. The city, the utility, and the community. All of us working together in this new year. I'm going to suggest that whatever hiccups we had last year, we do what we do with our computers. Hit the reset button, clean out all the garbage, and let's move forward. We're going to refocus and have a happy new year and a happy new you. No further comments from anyone. I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you for coming.